Okay, we're at the fairgrounds now. So he's packed, he's ready, he's all excited because Julian's not going to be there. The next day was just as great as the first day. We went horseback riding in the morning. In the afternoon, we rappelled up some ginormous trees in the help of nature, with the help of the nature guides. By the time we got back to the cabins for dinner, we were all really tired again. After dinner, they told us we had an hour to rest, and then we were going to take a 15-minute bus ride to the fairgrounds for an outdoor movie night. I hadn't had the chance to write a letter to Mom and Dad and Via yet, so I wrote one telling them all about the stuff we did that day and the day before. I pictured myself reading it to them out loud when I got back, since there was just no way for the letter would be able to go home before I did. When we got to the fairgrounds, the sun was just starting to set. It was about 7:30. The shadows were really long on the grass, and the clouds were pink and orange. It looked like someone had taken sidewalk chalk and smudged the colors across the sky with their fingers. It's not that I haven't seen nice sunsets before in the city, because I have slivers of sunsets between buildings, but I wasn't used to seeing so much sky in every direction. Isn't that cool that here's somebody that's always lived in the city and never truly saw a full sunset stretched out across the sky? Oh, out here in the fairgrounds, I could understand why ancient people used to think the world was flat and the sky was a dome, and that closed in on top of it. That's what it looked like from the fairgrounds, in the middle of this huge open field. Because we were the first school to arrive, we got to run around the field all we wanted until the teachers told us it was time to lay out our sleeping bags on the ground and get good viewing seats. We unzipped our bags and laid them down like picnic blankets on the grass in front of the giant movie screen in the middle of the field. Then we went to the row of food trucks parked at the edge of the field to load up on snacks and sodas and stuff like that. There were concession stands there too, like at the farmer's market, selling roasted peanuts and cotton candy. And up a little further was a short row of carnival type stalls, the kind where you win stuffed animal if you throw a baseball into the basket. Jack and I both tried and failed to win something. But we heard Amos won a yellow hippo and gave it to Zamina. Zamina, that's a tough name. That was the big gossip that went around, the jock and the brainiac. From the food trucks, you could see the corn stalks in the back of the movie screen. They covered about a third of the entire field. The rest of the field was completely surrounded by woods. The sun sank lower in the sky. The tall trees at the entrance to the woods looked dark blue. What a wonderful description of the setting. So picture that in your mind. By the time the other school buses pulled into the parking lots, we were back in our spots in the sleeping bags, right smack in front of the screen, the best seats in the whole field. Everyone was passing around snacks and having a great time. Me and Jack and Summer and Reed and Maya played Pictionary. We could hear the sounds of the other schools arriving, the loud laughing and the talking of kids coming out of the field on both sides of us. The sun had gone down completely, and everything on the ground had turned deep purple. The clouds were shadows now. We had trouble even seeing the Pictionary cards in front of us. Just then, without any announcement, all of the lights at the end of the field went out all at once. They were like big, bright stadium lights. I thought that was a scene from Close Encounters when the alien ships and they were all playing that music. Dun, 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 dun. Everyone in the field started applauding and cheering like something great had just happened. Be kind to nature. An announcement came over the huge speakers next to the stadium lights. Everyone, and welcome everyone. Welcome to the 23rd annual Big Movie Night at the Broarwood Nature Reserve. Welcome teachers and students from SMS 342, the William Heath School. A big cheer went up at the left side of the field. Welcome teachers and students from Clover Academy, another cheer went up, and this time the right side of the field. And welcome teachers and students from the Beecher Prep School. Our whole group cheered as loudly as we could. We're thrilled to have you here as our guest tonight and thrilled that the weather is cooperating. In fact, can you believe what a beautiful night this is? Again, everyone whooped and hollered. So, as we prepare the movie, we do ask that you take a few moments to listen to this important announcement. The Briarwood Nature Reserve, as you know, is dedicated to preserving our natural resources and environment. We ask that you leave no litter behind. Clean up after yourselves. Be kind to nature, and it will be kind to you. We ask that you keep that in mind as you walk around the grounds. Do not venture beyond the orange cones at the edges of the fairgrounds. Do not go into the cornfields or the woods. Please keep the free roaming to a minimum, even if you don't feel like watching the movie. Your fellow students may feel otherwise, so please be courteous. No talking, no playing music, no running around. The restrooms are located on the other side of the concession stands. After the movie is over, it will be quite dark, so we ask that all of you stay with your schools and make your way back to your buses. Teachers, there's usually at least one lost party at big movie nights in Briarwood, so don't let it happen to you. Tonight's movie presentation will be The Sound of Music. I don't know if you've seen that movie or not, but it's awesome. I immediately started clapping, even though I'd seen it a few times before, because it was Via's favorite movie of all time. But I was surprised that a whole bunch of kids, not from Beechler, booed and hissed and laughed. Everyone from the right side of the field even threw a soda can at the screen, which seemed to surprise Mr. Tushman. I saw him stand up and look in the direction of the can thrower, though I knew he couldn't see anyone in the dark. The movie started playing right away. The stadium lights dimmed. Maria the nun was standing at the top of the mountain, twirling round and around. I had gotten chilly all of a sudden, so I put my yellow Montauk hoodie and adjusted the volume of my hearing aids and leaned against my backpack and started watching. The hills are alive. That's how the movie starts, singing that song. Okay, I'm going to stop there because it's time for us to have our Zoom class, and then I will pick up with the next chapter that says the woods are alive. Thanks for tuning in.